What's up, YouTubers? It's your girl Shannon from EV and Chill, and a few videos ago you might remember that we did a comparison of wrap versus PPF. Now in today's video we're gonna sort of talk about that again, but first I have to show you what happened. Because look at this, people. We have our first boo-boo. Do you see this? We have a little door ding. I know exactly where that happened. I'll elaborate later. And going back real quickly to our PPF versus vinyl talk, of course I can't go back in time, but I would like to hypothesize that if we had PPF on the EV6, I really doubt that this damage would have happened because PPF is 3 times thicker than vinyl. Now that being said, of course we don't know for sure. And it's good at least that we did have some vinyl on here. I mean, some coverage is better than no coverage. Had we had a door ding to the bare paint, that already makes me cringe to think about what that would look like. And since it's vinyl, we did it ourselves. Since I'm a DIYer, it was really pretty cheap to do ourselves. So that means it was really easy just to go online, get another roll, and we'll be able to peel this panel off and put another piece back on. And since I'm already replacing this part, I figured since I have the vinyl, I might as well just replace 2 other sections of the car that need it. Now I'm just gonna replace one of the little side panels here, and not because there was an accident or anything, but because we did it ourselves, it was a learning experience, right? So this section here, you can see it actually looks pretty good, but upon closer inspection, you can see we might have cut it a little bit too short here, and it's sort of starting to peel up a little bit. So we're just gonna take this whole section off and we're gonna replace it. And while I'm at it, I kind of had the same issue right along this area here. We're just gonna peel this up. You can see it's already starting to peel. Maybe we should have tucked it in a little bit more, trimmed it a little bit better. But we're gonna peel this section up and just replace that as well. But let me go back to our little boo-boo. So what happened was, I was at the liquor store. Don't judge me. Mama had to get some Pinot Grigio. I came out, my shopping, I got all my drinks, came out to my car and saw this. Literally, people, a hit and run. I think someone hit me with their door and then ran away. Well, drove away. So hit and drove away. How rude is that? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna peel this off, we're gonna assess the damage, and we're gonna clean it with, hello, our favorite products from EV Wash, and then we'll put on that new piece of vinyl. So let's go ahead, let's get started, let's do this together. Step 1, let's peel off the vinyl. And you can see I've got a little piece started up here. We're just gonna peel along the edges. Now if I had 2 hands, this might be a little bit easier to do, but I'm holding you, so don't worry, I got you. We've got the wrap pulled off, and let's take a hot second here and admire this beautiful gravity blue color. I have not seen it in its original color since we bought it. Like literally we bought it, we brought it home from the dealership, and then we put it in our garage and put the wrap on immediately. So we have not spent that much time with the original color, but this is beautiful. Take a look here. It's so shiny. It's got a little sparkle to it. That looks great. And the paint underneath, it is in really great condition because the wrap had been protecting it. I do have to say, I love the British Racing Green a little bit more than the Gravity Blue. But now that we've admired it, let's take a look at the damage here. I've cleaned it off with EV Wash so we can get a really good look at the true damage. And let's take a look here. Now we had one of the spots right up here. That doesn't look as bad, but there is definitely damage. This one here is where the bigger spot is. You can see that definitely took a little chunk out of it. To be honest, there are definitely like a gazillion other ways I'd rather be spending my Saturday. So this really kind of pisses me off, to be honest. I mean, let's be careful when we park, people. And I thought I was careful. I parked in a spot where there weren't any cars around. I guess someone came in afterwards. But let's take some responsibility. I mean, accidents happen. I understand that. But if you have an accident, take responsibility for it. So yeah, this is costing me time. This is costing me money. I mean, hello, I just had to buy a new wrap of vinyl. So yeah, let's go ahead, let's get to fixing this because this is really annoying me to look at this. I do have a little bit of a concern with how the new vinyl will lay on top of that. We'll just have to take that as it comes. So let's go ahead, let's get out our new sheet. I had to buy some new tools from Amazon so we can put the vinyl back on, but let's go ahead and get started. We've got the vinyl laid out on the door, and I think that looks pretty smooth. Take a look here, that looks like some smooth guacamole. I love how that looks. And hold up, before I continue, and before you keyboard warriors get crazy, first I'm just gonna say what you're thinking. This is not ideal conditions to be laying out new vinyl. I think that also kind of adds to like why I'm pissed that I'm doing this on a Saturday when I should not have to. But here we are in the elements. I think even down the road, some guys like mowing their lawn. So if there's a grass clipping under there, I wouldn't be surprised. No, I'm just kidding. It is grass free. I double checked. But here we are. And since we're doing it in the elements, since it's a little janky, I'm just gonna add another layer of jankiness because we just moved to Rhode Island. We haven't fully unpacked. I don't really know where my heat gun is. So to heat this baby, we are gonna be using my Dyson hairdryer. That's right. Used this morning, using it again right now. So this is what we're gonna use to heat it, and we are gonna preheat it, not preheat it. We're gonna heat it before we cut it. That way, if there is any shrinkage or anything like that, it'll be done before we do the slicing and dicing. But overall, this looks pretty good. And while I was working on this door, J2 was working on the side here. Let's take a look. All right, he did a great job. This looks very, very nice. So we will heat this one also. We'll do some tucking, and then we'll just have to work on this back bumper panel right here. So that's gonna take just a hot minute. And then once this is done, we will hit both vehicles with the foam cannon. They're gonna look super pretty, super shiny, and then I'll show you the final product. Colby! That man has never looked so good holding a hairdryer. Now normally I would be cutting this myself, but my husband is a surgeon. He's got them steady hands. I'm just kidding, he's not a surgeon, but he's a doctor. A love doctor. He's not laughing. But that's looking good. All right, people, the vehicles are nice and cleaned. At least the EV6's. J2 is still working on red light district right now, but she is looking fine. And I had to turn the camera off a little bit earlier when he was using the foam cannon because he gave me his own private wet t-shirt contest. Okay, but here we are. Let's take a look. I think the door looks really, really great here. Now, for me and you, if we stand back here, I don't notice any damage. This kind of looks like a brand new door. Well, because it is. But let's take a look here. And I think if you zoom in just a little bit, right at the right angle, you can still see just a smidge of damage right there. You don't notice as much of the little marks that were up above it. And this one, I think it's kind of barely noticeable. I think maybe you and I might notice it because we knew the damage was there to begin with. But if we were to back away, I don't think we would ever notice that it was there. And that's kind of one of the beauties of vinyl. And not just the beauty of vinyl, but the key being that we did it ourselves. Because doing it ourselves, we saved a ton of money. And when we knew we just needed to replace this panel and those two other side pieces, we knew we could just buy a roll, do it ourselves for really cheap. Just cost us a little bit and a little bit of time. Now again, I wish we didn't have to do this. And this kind of hurts my heart because we paid a lot of money for this vehicle. We tried to take care of our belongings. So the fact that someone just kind of like injured our car and left, a little bit rude. But I think we did a great repair job. I think this looks really, really good. Take a look again from a distance here. And then we did do those two side repairs. Let's go ahead and get a look at that. Here we are. This is looking fresh. And this is a much cleaner angle right here. That looks so much better. And then we did do just that one little bit here along the tire. And that looks really good as well. So kind of like a mini facelift, I like to think about it, or like Botox, if you will. Every now and then we have to be a little bit proactive, do things just to keep us in tip-top shape, right? Okay, well that is all I've got for now. I think the EV6 is looking great. So is the Model Y. They look so good together. Well, drop us a comment if you have any questions. If you have wrapped a car yourself, I want to know about it. Also, don't forget, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It helps our channel to grow. And if you've already done that, give this video a thumbs up. Well, that's all I've got. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.